Well, good afternoon. I'm John Lambeth, President, founder of Civitas. At Civitas, we focus on funding for DMOs, all things funding, whether it's working on their sustainable funding, whether it's working on membership or co-op, whether it's working on emergency funding in the COVID setting we've been on. Those are the things that we're doing. And welcome to our vineyard here in Clarksburg, California. We're growing some great Albarino here, and we love sharing it with our friends. So thank you for coming out today. COVID-19 has been devastating to DMOs. We know that many of them have lost between 50 to 80% of their funding. We actually know of a couple of bureaus that have shut down. So it has been a very difficult time. Thankfully, many DMOs had reserves. Some did not. There really is a new opportunity for DMOs that we see to look at more sustainable funding models going into the future. First, if folks didn't have reserves before, and we've learned that a lot of the government-sponsored places weren't allowed to have reserves. They had to turn their money back at the end of the year back to the government if they didn't spend it all. And so those places without reserves are now saying, what kind of model can we put together so that we've got reserves, so that we're well protected for any kind of other downturn? Other places are just saying, can we look at other funding models? Maybe something that would be more sustainable. Of course, this disaster has affected so many different industries and so many different revenue streams. It's difficult to insulate yourself from this kind of a disaster, but we certainly are looking at places diversifying their funding even more. Well, a lot of places have tourism improvement districts, but if you don't have a tourism improvement district, that's certainly something to look at, because that is dedicated funding. To the extent the revenue is being generated, it must go to the DMO, and government can't divert it. And that's the key hallmark. So for all those places that are having diversion issues, where money's getting prioritized for some other need, that is a very good solution for that. Otherwise, I would say really look at diversification. Are there other funding streams? Are there other models that they can look at? Are there co-op models in addition to their core funding that they can explore as part of this COVID crisis? I love that Destinations International has really focused on this community shared values, and I know at Entrada you've done the same, is to focus on things that matter to the community, and not just talking about hotels and not just talking about other hospitality businesses, although those are very important to us and those are very important partners, but really saying, what are we doing for the community at large? What are the things that we're doing in the travel industry that matter to our residents? I think that is the key to the future, and that's where things are going to go, and we may see more funding sources that bubble up because of that work. The one piece of advice I would give to folks is take advantage of the political opportunity there is today, right? We're all struggling. It's difficult to think about what's going to happen next month and the month after, but we do have a window of opportunity, and that is elected leaders want to help our industry. They want to help hotels. They want to help DMOs. Take advantage of that today to put in place the funding mechanisms that you're going to need tomorrow, because that window isn't always going to be open. And there's a great chance to do it now. So whether it's a TID or some other funding stream that you're working on, take advantage of the political environment while it's available today.